Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first part of my electrics install. Today I'm going to be going through the planning and the layout of my electrics design, where I'm trying to get all the components, the battery, the charger, the smart shunt, the battery protect, all the 240 volt distribution bits under the drivers and the passenger seat. So let's have a look how I get on. Here's my poorly drawn diagram of the van facing forward, and you can see the front seats here. So the leisure battery is going to be placed in the rear of the driver's seat base. The DC to DC charger is going to be at the front where there's the large opening, allowing for the airflow to get into that. There's going to be a 16mm cable going to be fed from the starter battery into the cab, round the side, under the passenger seat, and onto the driver's seat to connect to the DC charger. Then on the right of the driver's seat base is going to be the smart shunt at the bottom on a bracket, and then above that, connected to the seat base itself, is going to be a battery protect. On the left hand side, that's where I'm going to be putting the solar MPPT controller for the panel, which is going to be fitted on the roof. And then in the middle of all that, there's going to be a bus bar for the positive and the negative feeds. I'll show you the plan for the distribution side of things, which is going to be under the passenger seat in a later video. So if you do want to see that, please do subscribe. That video will be coming out soon. So let's get on with the layout. So first, as I said, I've got the 16mm cable to run from the starter battery into the cab. Which goes, as you can see here, through the channel in between the driver and the passenger seat, where the battery is going to be placed. Cables, which I've already cut down to side for in between the driver's seat and the passenger seats, 16mm positive and negative for the 12 volt and 25mm positive and negative for the inverter. These are run in the channel, but I've also put some plastic protection on them as well, just to keep them safe from any chafing, etc. Got some zip ties in there with connectors to make sure that we keep these cables in place, just to give them that less chance of moving around. The cab carpet was then refit, and I've also placed additional cables in here, which I will show you on a later date for a few other different bits and pieces, such as dashcam feeds, amplifier, things like that. So the cables are brought up through the floor mat, and the seat bases are then replaced, including the handbrake, which can now be reapplied. Don't forget, when you do take the handbrake off, to put it in gear, and then you can also chock it as well for that additional security, to make sure that the vehicle doesn't roll away, because if you're on a hill, then it certainly will do. So now I'm nearly ready to start putting the components in place. What I've done for the DC to DC charger, because it can get very hot when it's drawing quite a lot of amperage, I've created an aluminium plate, which is on the gap of the driver's seat, just to give that good airflow. It does have the heatsink on the back, but as this can get hot, that better airflow is recommended. It's not recommended to be putting on direct onto carpet or anything. So I've created that, and that'll dissipate the heat quite nicely. So join me next time for part 2, when I'm going to be showing you how to install the first few components of my system. If you want to see what the components I've bought, have a look at that video here. Otherwise, please do subscribe. If you like this, please do give it a like. It really would help the channel, and I shall see you soon. Take care.